Hello, Tarnished, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, gather around. Tarnished, Hunters, Puppet Masters, and now Feathered Wanderers? There's a new Soulslike brewing in the shadows. Wuchang, Fallen Feathers. Maybe you've seen the trailer. A lone swordswoman wandering a plague-ravaged land, feathers swirling through misty forests and decaying villages. But what exactly is this game? What's it bringing to the Souls-like table that makes it worth your time? And your deaths. Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about Wuchang Fallen Feathers, from its late Ming dynasty setting to its cursed mythology, its grim combat, and why it's one of the freshest takes on the genre in years. If you're looking for your next reason to die 200 times, this might be it. First up, the backdrop. Wuchang doesn't dump you into medieval Europe or gothic Victorian streets. Nope, it's all about late Ming dynasty China. The Ming dynasty, officially the Great Ming, was an imperial dynasty of China that ruled from 1368 to 1644. However, the late Ming dynasty is generally considered the period from the mid-16th century. Mid-16th century refers to the period roughly between 1530 and 1570, encompassing the middle portion of the 16th century, which is 1501 to 1600, until the dynasty's fall in 1644. Picture this: plague outbreaks, famine, civil uprising, an empire collapsing under its own corruption. Bandits roam the countryside, peasant armies rebel, the last emperor's court is rotting from within. All of that real history drips into Wuchang's world. It's not just grim dark for vibes, it's rooted in real dynasty decay. That means haunted temples, abandoned villages, cursed forests, and ruins full of desperate, corrupted souls. Fun fact, Wuchang is actually a real place, an actual city in China that is now part of Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province. It's a city with deep ties to rebellion in Chinese history, which makes sense that this game's hero carries that name like a curse. So, what's going on in Wuchang Fallen Feathers? Here's the gist. You play as Wuchang, a wandering swordswoman infected by a strange feathered plague. This curse is spreading through the land, mutating people and spirits alike. The feathers aren't just decoration, they're part of the core lore, inspired by the Vermilion Bird myth from Chinese folklore. The Vermilion Bird, one of the 4 symbols of Chinese constellations, is associated with fire and the south, and its feathers are a prominent feature in the game's visual and thematic elements. Usually, the Vermilion Bird symbolizes rebirth and protection, but in Wuchang, that guardian force is corrupted. Its fallen feathers spread disease and madness. Your mission? Cut through this decaying world, face grotesque bosses twisted by the plague, and uncover who or what is behind it. From what we've seen, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is not an open world game. Instead, it features interconnected areas that are large and packed with secrets. The game world is not truly open in the sense of being a single vast seamless map, but rather is made up of distinct but connected regions. Expect interconnected zones dripping with folklore detail. Misty bamboo forests, rotting temples, mountain strongholds, abandoned shrines. Each area feels handcrafted with hidden paths, optional mini-bosses, and secrets waiting for anyone willing to die to explore them. The devs have teased dynamic weather and time of day effects, so a village that looks eerie at dawn might feel like a straight-up nightmare when the fog rolls in at dusk. The initial reveal emphasized a misty nighttime setting, but the game also features significant time spent in the sunshine. These changes in environment can alter enemy behavior and the overall gameplay experience as a whole. Did you know the devs are blending real historical sites and myths to create these zones? Some temples are modeled after actual Ming era runes, so when you stumble across a shrine covered in plague feathers, it's rooted in a real place that once existed. The developers drew inspiration from historical sites like Sanyingdu and Jinsha, as well as classical literature and the distinctive landscape of Sichuan to create the game's world. Alright, you Souls-like maniacs, let's talk combat. Wuchang's combat is firmly Souls-like. Think deliberate, punishing melee with tight dodging and brutal counterattacks. But there are a few twists. Dual weapon styles. From the gameplay reveals, Wuchang wields multiple weapon types, curved sabers, heavy blades, pole arms. Expect weapon stances and switch mechanics that reward timing. Cursed powers. You can utilize these cursed powers derived from the feathering disease. This disease, which causes monstrous transformations, also grants access to powerful magic and abilities when absorbed from defeated enemies. Because of the feather plague, Wuchang can harness these corrupted abilities, like dark feather bursts or plague-fueled finishers. So it's not just swordplay, you're channeling the curse that's killing you. Tactical boss encounters. Bosses aren't just bigger damage sponges. They're designed to reflect folklore and mythology. Corrupted generals, plague monks, giant spirit beasts, all with multi-phase fights that push you to learn patterns and adapt to the overall gameplay. Classic Souls-like, but with that Eastern myth twist. One preview boss is a fallen warlord covered in feathers. Each phase he sheds more of his human form until he's basically a plague spirit in armor. Chef's kiss, am I right? So why should you care about Wuchang if you've already played Sekiro, Bloodborne, or Lies of P? It's all about the vibe. This isn't European gothic horror, it's ancient Chinese dread, folklore, and tragic history smashed together. The atmosphere is drenched in local myth, hungry ghosts, corrupted guardians, Taoist alchemy. You're not just fighting beasts, you're unraveling a plague that's half disease, half legend. It feels like Sekiro's spiritual cousin, but grimmer, dirtier, and more haunted. Right now, Wuchang Fallen Feathers will be releasing July 24th, 2025, and the devs keep teasing more and more stuff. So watch for new boss reveals, lore snippets, and maybe a deeper dive into how the plague mechanics work. If they nail that balance of myth, history, and punishing combat, well, then we could have a sleeper Souls-like hit on our hands. If you're bored of Knights and Dragons and want a grim, plague-soaked dive into a haunted piece of real history, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is one to watch. The setting is fresh, the folklore is deep, the combat looks mean, and if you're like me, you live for dying over and over in worlds that feel ancient and cursed. So, if you're ready to lose your mind and maybe your limbs to the feathered plague, smash that like button so the algorithm knows you're one of us. Drop a comment. What do you want most from Wuchang? More folklore, more bosses? Just give me your dream feature down below. And subscribe, because when Wuchang drops more lore trailers or boss teasers, I'll be right here breaking it down so you don't miss a single cursed feather. And if you haven't already, please head on over to my Twitch channel at LimeryEN so you can watch me play Wuchang and die in real time over and over again. See you next bonfire, Wanderer. Goodbye.